With the release of Ahsoka right around the corner, I thought we could talk about some amazing starships and starfighters that we will see in action alongside our heroes. The big three being the modified VCX-100 Ghost, Ewing Escort Starfighter, and T-6 Jedi Shuttle. Let's dive in. Now before we discuss these starships, I want to mention that of course these aren't the only vessels we will encounter. We are sure to see many new capital ships, shuttles, and other starfighters. But considering these are some of the coolest, in my opinion, I think you should at least know about these ones. Starting off with the largest and most capable freighter, second only to the Millennium Falcon, the Ghost. The Ghost is famous from Star Wars Rebels animated series, which you should watch if you haven't already. But even before its debut in Ahsoka, it has appeared in live action before, being seen both during the Battle of Scarif and also in The Rise of Skywalker. Like I mentioned, it is second to the Millennium Falcon, but one could argue that they are equal in status. However, we should just focus on breaking down this vessel. Starting off with some straight up specs, the Ghost is a modified VCX-100 light freighter built by the legendary Carillion Engineering Corporation, the same guys who built our beloved YT-1300 light freighter. It came in at a length of 43.9 meters with a width of 34.2 meters and a height of 14.5 meters. The two main and secondary engines pushed this old freighter to a maximum speed of 1,025 kilometers an hour. These engines were modified, being baffled with energy dampeners and static jammers, making their engine signature hard to detect. The hyperdrive rating sat at an average Class 2 with a backup Class 14 hyperdrive engine. For weapon systems, it came with one dorsal laser cannon, one nose laser cannon turret, one Time & Bach MS-2B twin laser cannon, one Time & Bach KX-4 dorsal laser turret, and two proton torpedo launchers, giving this freighter enough forward firepower to bring down an Arquitens class command cruiser. The nose gun was mounted below the cockpit with a dedicated gunner seat. However, it could also be operated by the pilot when a gunner wasn't available. The midship dorsal laser cannon turret could be operated in a 360-degree rotation, providing the gunner with the optimal view to defend the Ghost. Astromechs such as the Ghost's chopper could operate the dorsal turret from an astromech droid socket. Finally, the rear of the vessel was defended by the Phantom's weapon system, as a gunner could sit within the cockpit and operate its laser cannons. The Phantom, or modified VCX series auxiliary starfighter, could perform both roles, being a starfighter or a shuttle depending on the Ghost crew's mission. More on that later. Along with the modified engine signature, the Ghost could also mimic solar fluctuations or cosmic radiation to confuse many different sensors used by Imperial vessels. This freighter, though, was more than just a simple freighter. It was also a home. The main crew consisted of Hera Syndulla as the pilot, Kanan Jarrus as co-pilot, Sabine Wren, Garazeb Aurelios, and Ezra Bridger as crew members, and of course everyone's favorite psycho droid, Chopper, as the crew's astromech. Before the rebellion, this crew worked smuggling jobs, but it really wasn't long before Hera and Kanan started working for contacts within the Rebel Alliance. The Ghost has proved time and time again that it is reliable, strong, and ready for a fight despite its age. I personally love this vessel, and watching Rebels, it makes you want to be a part of the Ghost crew and travel throughout the galaxy. I really love the Ghost and I can't wait to see it again. Before we move on, I nearly forgot to mention that with the destruction of the original Phantom, the Phantom II would take its place. This being acquired at an old Separatist holdout, which is why Clone Wars fans will instantly recognize it. The Phantom II was a modified Cepheid class transport shuttle with two forward-mounted cannons and two rear ventral turrets. This specific shuttle is seen in the trailers being flown by Hera Syndulla with Chopper alongside. But enough talking about this old freighter, although truthfully I need to dedicate an entire video to it because I really didn't scratch the surface on its abilities and history. Let me know if I should do a video on it down in the comments below. Quick side note, I make mention of how the T-6 shuttle lacks weapon systems, which is true. However, it appears Ahsoka's will be modified. I was reviewing clips and trailer footage for screen grabs and noticed one of the auxiliary engines on the T-6 was dead. I thought maybe it gets shot out, but there was no smoke, so I looked closer and it seems to have been removed to add a dual laser cannon turret. This appears to be the one Sabine will be using while working with Ahsoka. so no need to worry anymore. Ahsoka's T-6 has firepower, and won't be a sitting duck when she is up against Shin and her strange-looking starfighter. Now, back to the video at hand. The T-6 shuttle, or Jedi shuttle, is an iconic symbol of the Jedi and their diplomacy during the pre-Clone Wars years of the Republic, although it still flew on various missions throughout the Clone Wars. But I'll get into why you wouldn't necessarily want one in a combat zone. I have done a more extensive breakdown on this vessel back when Tales of the Jedi was released, so I will tag that here. To give it a quick breakdown, it was built by Slane and Corporal and sat at a length of 22.8 meters. It could reach a max speed of 1,200 kilometers an hour and had a hyperdrive rating of Class 1. The biggest downside to these vessels were their lack of weapon systems, although legends state that the T-6 could have 2 missile launchers equipped. So let us hope that Ahsoka has some modified weapons mounted on her awesome looking T-6. This model of shuttle really is beautiful and has such a sci-fi look with its sail-like wings that rotate around the cockpit. Plus, the 3 blue engines, neatly placed one after the other, is just pleasing. I cannot wait to see this vessel in live action, which I am pretty sure will be its first appearance. The only times it has shown up are in the Clone Wars, Tales of the Jedi, and Rebels. There's also a new Lego set for Ahsoka's shuttle, so I will have to make sure to buy that. Finally, we discuss everyone's favorite Legends New Republic starfighter, the Ewing. The Ewing, like the T-6, has its own video, so make sure to check that out after this one. I personally was not familiar with it until I saw it in the Ahsoka teaser trailer, but I heard about it in a breakdown and thought I should dive into the details. Manufactured by Free Tech Incorporated, it was made to be a multi-role starfighter used by the New Republic military. And boy, were these babies built for whatever you needed. They came in at 11.2 meters, which is about 1 meter short of the X-Wing. The Ewing has a top speed of 1,300 kilometers an hour and 120 megalights, which is equal to that of the A-Wing, although the A-Wing had a much faster acceleration. An Ewing was equipped with 2 Free Tech JBLF fusion thrust engines and either a Class 1 or 2 hyperdrive engine. It was equipped with heavy armor and a deflector shield generator. The armament consisted of 3 heavy Time-and-Bach IX-9 medium laser cannons. Side note, the 3rd laser cannon was mounted above the cockpit, and it appears that won't be the case with the models we see in Ahsoka. And finally, 2 proton torpedo launchers with a capacity of 16 proton torpedoes. One of the more advanced features of the Ewing was its use of the new R7 series astromech droids, who were completely encased behind the pilot, which provided additional protection. So you don't have to worry about your astromech being blasted like poor R2. The E-Wing was made to completely outperform the X-Wing in all respects, and although it was the most advanced design of its time, it never achieved the fame and popularity the X-Wing series did. I will note that the E-Wing struggled with its first model, but modifications and adjustments were made to improve its shortcomings. Eventually, older models of astromechs were adapted for the starfighter, and the E-Wing was assigned to some of the most elite squadrons in the New Republic. The later X-Wing J series would fill out the majority of squadrons as they were cheaper to manufacture than the Series 3 E-Wing. I think it is interesting that we see the E-Wing on Lothal, as this planet was home to the manufacturing of the TIE Advanced and TIE Defender. Maybe the E-Wing is more of an advanced starfighter design the New Republic has started developing on Lothal, and maybe Thrawn will be sure to leave Lothal in ruins after his return, considering his historical failures there. That last bit may be a stretch, but the other bits are something to consider, because we don't really see the use of the E-Wing later on. The Resistance and the New Republic both use T-70 and T-85 X-Wing models. So, could the E-Wing be a rare prototype starfighter for the New Republic? I guess we'll find out. I am truly excited for this show to premiere, and I have so many hopes and expectations. Let me know if I missed anything important about these 3 awesome starships. I hope to see them soar to victory, but considering the rumors I hear, it has me nervous. At least I know the Ghost will make it out of there. You really can't beat Hera in a dogfight. That's for sure. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. All fans of this vast galaxy are welcome. And don't forget, I am still running my giveaway throughout the month, so be sure to check that out. Of course, blast the like button as if it's a womp rat. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.